Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I'm your host, Pascal Mayala. Today we are talking. We're reviewing the draft at round one of 2024 uh, of the NBA draft. So before I get my thought, and we revisit the NBA draft, and I want to give my thought on it. And for that, my thought is that it was a little bit surprising when you watch the draft, and 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 we can say that it's one of the one of the weakest drafts this year compared to last year. But next year is going to be even more stronger. So to me, it was a weak draft, and it was surprising and a weak draft at the same time. Where do I rank? Which grade I will give? If you ask me, I will give it a B. I'm not gonna give it a C. I'm just gonna give it a B. I felt that it was a little bit surprising overall, but at the same time was pretty much weak. So let's review the draft. But before we do that, I want you guys to go to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. You'll see a lot of content. If you missed uh, 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 podcast show that you didn't listen, and you can also go to the community, seeing what news that I put in the community, so you can comment on it. And if you want to subscribe on my YouTube, you subscribe, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment because your comment means a lot to me. And also, it in this podcast, I will put it on any on the podcast platform such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. If any platform you can hear this, you can listen to it. So let's get right to it. So let's share this a screen and look at review the draft. So for the first pick of the draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Risacher, small forward from France. So let's read the strength and weakness. And my thought on it. So what is his strength? His strength is Risacher is a versatile wing whose ability to shoot on the move, competitiveness, versatility defensively, and overall feel for the game help him stand out against the men playing high level competition in the Euro Cup and French League. What is his weakness? He lack of length and strength. While he show ability as a passer attacking in the open court, he is nearly in his development as such a shot creator, playing a narrow role over the past season, leaving question about his ability to soak a greater usage long term. So my thought is, yeah, he got a wing ability. His wing's amazing. He's a good player. He's a great competitor. His defense is pretty good, and he can help out when the defense can switch on him. But what is his weakness? Is he's a shot creator. Can he create his own shot? That's what's going to be one of his weakness of this draft on this rookie year. Can he create his own shot? That's the question, and that's his weakness too. So years by year, he's going to be developed. He's going to develop to be a shot creator. But the overall, I thought it was surprising, but I think it fit well with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. But also, I just want to make it clear: we don't know what the front office is going to do the offseason. If they're going to trade Trae Young or DeJounte Murray, we don't know about that. Let's see uh, what days by day progress. So Overall, I thought it was good. He is also the second uh, uh, French who got drafted first since Victor Wembanyama last year. So I'm not surprised about that. Moving on for next. So the round, actually second pick, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr from France, a power forward. So let's read this strength and weakness. So his strength is Sarr is 9'2", 9'2" standing reach. He has impressive mobility, quickness, and explosiveness that gives him a rare upside and rim protector and switch defender stepping out on the perimeter. What is his weakness? His weakness is Sarge shows some flashes of potential of a ball handler, pass and jump shooter, but he is still finding consistency with his toughness and feel of the game and complete in his strength as a rim runner, pick and roll finish, and versatility defender. So that's just going to be one of his weakness. And I think the ESPN who analyzed him, I think it's kind of true. He got a good jumper, but does he have the dog in him on when he goes on a court? Does he have that toughness? That's the question is gonna be. Do you think he's gonna be have that toughness on him? That dog in him? Like the great one had, like Kobe Bryant. LeBron James had that dog in him. I don't care what people say. He had that dog in him. That the G Wade, and so on and so forth. That is going to be the question, and also his pick and roll, because when he's gonna go play small ball on when he's gonna play center, that's going to be the true test. If they go small ball and they put him a center, how he's going to guard Joel Embiid? How he's going to guard Jokic? The Rudy Gobert, the Victor Wembanyama. That's going to be the moneymaker question with him. Does he have toughness in him? That's going to be a question. But overall, he's quick. He got some explosiveness. He's a pretty much a rim protector. So on and so forth. So I don't have a problem with that. The third overall pick, Reed Shepard. Actually, the Houston Rockets select Reed Shepard, and that draft came from the Brooklyn Nets, shooting guard. So what is his strength and weakness? So his strength, he's a 3-point specialist. Okay, we know that. Now, his weakness, that is going to be very important for him. His weakness, he's a good athlete, but he has even wingspan that limits him as both as a finisher in traffic and a one-on-one defender. This is going to be very difficult with him on defensive side when they go one-on-one, and as a finisher, because when you're a 3-point specialist, you cannot really you cannot really attack the rim. That is going to be his weakness. So I always say this: if you if you see something like this, you do, like I always going to say, hide the negative, extend the positive. We know what he has. We know his strength, but let's hide his weakness and develop it to be that years by years he's going to progress. And this is what his Reed Shepard gonna be. This is what Houston Rocket will do. And I trust Ime Udoka, I'll be honest with you, to hide him in the defense, extend the positive, because the Houston Rockets don't really have a 3-point specialist on their team. So that is going to be the question with him. His defense and finisher. But overall, Houston Rockets did a great job to picking them. So great job, Houston. Now, the fourth round pick of the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Stephon Castle, point guard from UConn. Ooh. So let's read this. What is his strength and weakness? So his strength is Castle has an excellent size and length with building a versatility on both ends of the floor. His competitiveness is and unselfishness made him the key of the UConn championship run and give him the high floor at the next level. Okay, that's great. That's great. I got nothing to say about that. His weakness is that he shot just 27% from beyond the arc last season. He's a mechanic leaves much to be desired, especially when shooting off the dribble. Castle's ability to space the floor will be a swing skill for him in the NBA. Oh, okay. So, I didn't really follow UConn college. I talk about the man basketball. If I read this, he shot 27% beyond the arc. That's a concern. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It could be good. So he need to develop to be to shoot the 3 point, shoot the 2 point or the 3 point, create his own shot. He can space the floor. So that means when Victor Wembanyama will do the pick and roll with him, he probably gonna space the floor for let Victor Wembanyama shoot a 3 point or drive, or they can really not switch on it like open screen. When Victor Wembanyama will do a pick and roll, he can open space him, probably gonna drive and do the layup, or space, step back, shoot three, or shoot two on my head. So this is uh, going to be a concern, but the San Antonio Spurs picked them at the right time as a point guard because the Spurs need a point guard and a point guard that can create his own shot, you know, like Stephon's Castle. So great job, San Antonio Spurs. I didn't know uh, if they're going to pick a point guard. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know if they're going to pick a point guard or a shooting guard. So I thought they're going to go to a point guard. So great job, San Antonio Spurs. Now, the fifth overall pick, the Detroit Pistons select Ron Holland II as small forward for the G League United. So, what is his strength and weakness? Allen is a physical, aggressive, and versatile wing who scored the prolific in this challenge season of the G League Elite. What is his weakness? He's a poor decision making and streakiness as a shooter. Concern that were amplified by his outside role last season. But the 18-year-old has plenty of room to continue to improve. His season was cut short by a ruptured tendon on the right thumb, which forced him to miss the night final 19 game. So my thought is, yeah, he's just 18 years old. So poor decision maker, but he's just 18. You know, at 18 years old, you're probably gonna make some mistake. But he's a rookie, so he's 18 years old. He got time to develop to grow, to grow. So I think Detroit Pistons did a great job to pick him. But I mean, Detroit need to. I mean, they're on a full rebuild. So that pick is okay. I think he's gonna be like a role player, in my opinion. In my opinion, uh, yeah, he's gonna be a role player. So you have to build around Kate Cunningham, or surround him You got Jaden Ivey as a number two option, so he could be like a fourth, fifth option, maybe coming on the bench. We don't know. So great job, Detroit Pistons. They're on a total rebuild, so good job. So next, the Charlotte Hornets select Tijon Salon, power forward from France. My thought, he's just a role player. That's all I'm gonna say. He has potential to be a good player, but he's a role player. He's a piece that people that gonna be a filler. So when his number is gonna call, off the bench, he's gonna do his thing. So let's read his strength and weakness. Salone is a physical gifted power forward whose length, strength, and length frame budding versatility as a shot maker and defensive intensity stood out at the first professional opportunity in France. So what is his weakness? His weakness, he showed ability to make shots on the move. He lacked much in the way of ball handling ability and was inconsistent with the processing speed on both ends of the floor, as one might expect from the late blooming 18-year-old at this level of competition. So I'm not reading the strength. Everybody has strength. I'm just focusing on the weakness. So when I read this, he lacked of ball handling ability and inconsistent. And he's inconsistent both in offense and defense. That's not going to be a concern. That's why I say he's going to be a bench player, a role player. So, so he could be a role player, but I think he, to me, when I look at him, yeah, he's a role player. That's it. He's a role player. Maybe he will not get much minute. They're gonna put him in the what do you say this a throwaway game like that. So I don't wish the kid like that. I don't wish him like the kid like that. But that's what I see. I'll be honest with you. So he's just a filler, a bench. So he's gonna be a role player. So and I want everybody to understand me when I say this. Just because you're a role player, it doesn't mean you can have a bad career. You can have a good career as a role player. Look at Ish Smith. He wasn't a starter. He was a role player. He bounced around team to be a help or a veteran, and also he's a champion. So shout out to Ish Smith for it. And for Tijan Salon, he's gonna be a role player. That's what I see. And most of those drafts are gonna be role players. Do I think I see superstar potential in the draft? Maybe, maybe. But for that, he's a role player. Next, uh, the Portland Trailblazers selected Donovan Klingen, center from UConn. Oh, what's my thought about that pick? Same thing. He's gonna be a role player, but I think year by year he's gonna progress. Probably he's gonna be a star, maybe a star. But I don't know if you can shoot 3 points because in this modern day era, your center have to learn how to shoot threes. So let's read his strength and weakness. So his strength. Klingen was a driving force, being the Yukon championship run, a dominant presence protecting the rim at the 7'7" wingspan, impressive timing, instant covering ground, and all over floor. His weakness. So while he's a reliable finisher and offensive rebounding with the field as a passer, he is still evolving as a scorer. He struggled to make free throws at a high rate and lack a degree exposing and operating his traffic. So this is going to be one of his weakness. The free throw line, and also a lack of explosiveness. But when you're 7'7", you don't really some 7'7" have the explosiveness, some don't, and he doesn't. So I think he will progress that. I think Portland picked a fine draft, and they are in a rebuild. So what more can I say? Now the eighth pick, the San Antonio Spurs selected Rob Dillingham, a point guard for the Kentucky, and newsflash. Though I got to do newsflash about it. He has been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So yeah, he has been traded for the Timberwolves. So that will be very great. So also this draft came from Toronto. Remember when they traded Jakob Poeltl, they gave the first round pick, and it could have been him. But I will speak with my Raptor later. What my thought on. So his strength and weakness. So his strength. Dillingham is the most dynamic scoring guard in the draft. His combination of stiffness, ball handling, passing, and shot making prowess showed vividly off the bench at Kentucky. He averaged 15 points in 23 minutes. So what is his weakness? So his lack of the ideal size and physicality to absorb the contact in the lane and hold his own defensively. He's only 6'3" wingspan with a frame of 107 pounds. So that is going to be one of his weakness. Everything is great. So yeah, size is going to be matter and physicality is going to be an issue. So that means, so for him, I would say put on some weight. Uh, put on some weight, get bigger and stronger. So that's going to be my concern with him. And other than that, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say about that. So put on some weight, kid. That's all I'm gonna say. So now the next draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Zach Adey, center from Purdue. Before I continue, did you see what John Moret posted on Instagram or on Twitter? X from the Twitter. It's hilarious. So now so let's read the strength and weakness. So the strength is AJ is the one of the most biggest, most productive player in the sport has seen. He a 7'11" 11 wingspan, 9'7" standing range. But he is level, physicality, conditioned, and confident to give him more upside than previous player in the more. Weakness. Thought he thought he improved dramatically in college. His speed will always be under the microscope defensively and obviously he will need to be used consistently by the coach who is willingly to take advantage of any unique mismatch potential. Oh, that's going to be a concern. Yeah, he's not really explosive. I think, yeah, like I said, when speed's going to be matter because they're going to go. The Memphis Grizzlies play at fast pace, and that when they're going to switch him and with a mismatch, so that's going to be also a concern with him mismatch. Because imagine if the other team plays small ball and that center can shoot three, and he has to come out in the post and try to block it, and the offensive player gonna pass, and score. So that's going to be this is going to be a huge concern with him. So Memphis, I think Memphis got it right. But like I said, speed and defense gonna be matter, and go small ball. Gonna other team will go small ball. That's gonna be a concern. So next, let's go to the next draft. So maybe I'm not gonna read it all. Maybe I'm not gonna read it all. Maybe. So we don't know if I'm gonna read it off, but I will still give you my thought. So for the 10th pick of the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Cody Williams, shooting guard from Colorado. I thought that they'd pick a good draft. I thought it was a great pick from Utah Jazz. And Cody Williams, who don't know who he is the brother of OKC Thunder player, um, OKC brother Jalen Williams, guard from the OKC. You know, so let's read his strength and weakness. Williams is a rangy perimeter player whose size, length, and flash transition score playmaking and defensive versatility will give him intriguing upside. What is his weakness? Lacking a degree of strength, perimeter shooter, and all-around consistency. Williams struggled to produce late in the freshman season. He has hampered by injury after a promising start. Once again, consistency is going to be matter for him. Can he be consistent? Can uh can Cody Williams be consistent when his number would be called? And oh, don't forget he's an injury prone too, so that's going to be very concerned with him. And and perimeter shooter too. That's going to also going to be a concern too because you need to shoot in the NBA. If you don't shoot, you're probably dead or lost. So I think he's going to progress on that. So great job, Utah Jazz, to pick him. Now, the 11th pick, the Chicago Bulls select Matas Buzelli, uh, small forward from the G League Ignite. So, so what is his strength and what is his weakness? Buzelli is a promising wing forward with a positional size, explosiveness, leaping ability, impressive rim, protecting the rim instinct, and developing the versatility on both end and the floor. Those traits translate inconsistently for G League now. However, now I'm not going to read the strength. I'm going to read only the weakness with him. So what is his weakness? Basili average length and this thin frame are limited factors, as he has 6'10" wingspan and weigh under 200 pounds. The NBA combine in May. He also a streaky jumper who is still developing his ball handling ability, which made it difficult for him to score efficiently at the time of last season. That's going to be concerned. He's like under 200 pounds. He will put some muscle, so I don't have a problem with it. And he got a streaky jumper. So he will develop with that. I'll be honest with you. And he need to for changing his jump shot, and he had to learn how to go force to drive. So that's going to be his issue. But great pick, and I think the Chicago Bulls are in the rebuilding mode, just like the Washington Wizards, just like the Detroit Pistons. Chicago is one of them. Next, the OKC Thunder select Nikola Topic, point guard from Serbia. So great pick. They need another point guard of the of the OKC, and let's read just strength and weakness. So before that, I'll be back. Give me a couple of minutes, then I'll be back. Hold on. Sorry for that. So let me just a little bit drink a little bit of water. So let's read his strength and weakness. So what is his strength? He's an 18-year-old topic, old topic, is the top pick and pick and roll guy, shot creator in this draft. He is an elite ball handler, passer, and finisher who proved to be a creative force in the Adriatic League before losing his sting in the Euro League to knee injury. He suffered a partially torn ACL in April, which might force him to redshirt his rookie season in the NBA. So what is his? So you heard that he got everything. He's pretty much an injury player. So I think they're gonna put him in the bench, and or maybe he's gonna play, not really play, but I think that he he's gonna start on the bench. So we don't know if he's gonna play. So let's we continue. So what is his weakness? He has a thing to prove as a jump shooter to open the rest of his game at the NBA level. He is not a jet with ball decomposing. His limited length is a concern defensively. Okay, so if I read this, yes, he needs to improve his jump shooter. That's all rookie have to do. They need to improve their jump shooter. In the first year, I think he's going to develop over the year with his jump shooter, and also that his length will pretty much be a concern because you got to play defense. I don't care, even though today the NBA is more of offensive league now, but you got to play defense. So I think pretty much his length is going to be a really great concern during his rookie year. But I think he's going to sit and learn. That's a great thing for him. And he's going to develop. So, not surprising here. So, next pick, the Sacramento Kings select Divine Carter, point guard from Providence. So, another role player, like I said, he's going to be in the bench. He's going to be in the bench. Like, you got Keegan Murray as a shooting guard, and you have Darren Fox as a point guard. Now let's read his strength and weakness, people. Carter is a defensive menace and tenacious lead guard who significantly improved as a jump shooter, caused his draft stock to explode as a junior. He averaged 19 points and eight rebounds per game. So his weakness, he has questions to answer about his ball handling and shot creation prowess, as well as his unorthodox shooting mechanic. He was able to score prolifically last season in large part of because his explosive physicality and aggressive approach. So he needs to, yeah, like I said, we all question about his ball handling and his shot creation because some shot creation you just cringe if you see a player who had a weird shot creation, and also that he needs to work on his mechanic of shooting threes, not just shooting three but shooting two too. So he needs to work on his mechanic, but I do see the upside with him as a role player. Next draft. So the Portland Trailblazers select Bob Carrington, point guard for Pittsburgh. And so this is a trade from Golden State Warrior from Gary Payne II. Now, what this trade is weakness. So he Carrington is a big guard with building floor, the floor, open the game, who late growth Spurs made him the most unexpected riser of the past year. Okay. What is his weakness? While he had great size and have pack of some muscle, his frame is still a major work in progress. Similarly, his shot the three he shot the three well late in the season, but will have to prove his consistent. Well, because another thing, consistent. He had to be consistent when he's shooting his three balls. So he will develop that. So to me, he's gonna develop that. Now let's next draft. So the Miami Heat select Kyle Ward, center for Indiana Pacers. This is one of the draft. This is one of the that when the Miami picked it, I said, "What? How? I mean, how he's gonna fit in? You know, how he's gonna fit in? Because and it's one of those questions. I said, what the fuck? Why did he draft him? And I asked myself, don't you think they need another wingspan player? That, that's my thought. But if Pat Riley likes it, that's his decision. So I don't know what he's seeing potential in, but time will tell. So that's really his strength, his weakness. So where is mobility as a rim protector and as a budding skill level in 7 foot frame giving him unique potential at his position. His game matured noticeably as a sophomore at Indiana after he spent a season in Oregon. So what is his weakness? He lacked a deal feel for the game and all around consistent, even if he made noticeable stride with his mentor. Another word, consistency. I said, dude, like I said, does he love the game? Does he have the feel of the game? That's the question I want. We as a analyst, as a podcaster, any journalist, media ask, does he have the feel of the game, and can he be consistent? That's the question we're gonna ask. But overall, if Pat Riley pick him, I got no problem. Next pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select George McCain, point guard for Duke. I like him. I like it. I like him. I like what the Philadelphia did. I like his draft. That draft, 100%. I loved it. Point guard. I loved it. I loved it because it would take away the stress of Tyrese Maxey's hand when he had the ball. So I like him. I like him at all. Smart move. I love it. Now let's read his strength and weakness. So McKinney is a physical and competitive guard who dynamic shooting, rebounding, and intelligent style play both and given his high floor. That is good. You got a pretty much a high IQ. Now his weakness. He lack of great length and burst and has something to prove as a playmaker after he played a lot of small ball wing and a freshman last season. Hmm. So playmaking is gonna be his issue, but that's a great pick. That is a phenomenal pick. I loved it. Even though he has to improve, but he still, I still love it. I got nothing to say. Great, great pick. Now, in the 17th pick, the Los Angeles Lakers select Dalton Neck, small forward from Tennessee. So I want to read the strength and weakness and my thought. So Neck is the top all-around scorer in this class. He carried Tennessee last season with his shot-making prowess, pop out of finisher, ability to draw foul, putting the ball down, aggressive and tremendous scoring instinct from the wing. His weakness: he is not a great rebounder or defender, but he also carries a huge burden for the Volunteers. He has good physical tools to continue to improve on that the end of on the floor, has awareness of the ball evolves. So what my thought about this pick? I thought he's gonna be a role player, but also the Lakers, they are win now mode. I don't know if he will get some playing time, but I will tell you this: that's a good pick, and I think they will develop him. Even though he will not have some playing time, at least he could sit and watch and learn. So that's a good pick for the Lakers. Yes, and also his defense, rebounding and defense is a concern because you got to learn. You have to rebound, offensive, defensive, and also got to go back on defense. So I don't have a problem with it with that pick. So good job, Lakers. Next, the Orlando Magic select Tristan da Silva, a small forward from Colorado. What's my thought? I thought it was okay, but I said, don't you think they have too many forward on their team? That's why I was sticking in my head. Like, I think there's too many forward on the Orlando Magic. I don't know. This is my opinion. I think there's too many forward, but if Orlando if they love them, they love them. So let's read his strength and weakness. What is his strength? But before that, let me drink another again. No water. Water. Damn, I hate that song. I hate that song, Tyler Water, but it is what it is. But I was thirsty. So what do you want me to do? But let's read strength and weakness. So, what is his strength? Da Silva is a late blooming forward with skills, smart, and confident uh, two-way versatility on his wing. So, what is his weakness? He is a well-rounded player who lacks ideal physicality at 217 pounds and perhaps one of the elite skills. But he does a lot of things well, making 40% of his 3 point and showing a strong feel of the game. Okay. So he's pretty much his weakness is that he's lack of physicality. So he will put some weight, like I said. But the rest, like you said, 40% of his 3 points and have a feel of the game. That's not a concern. That's not pretty much a weakness, but that's a good thing. So uh, good job with Orlando Magic. I got nothing to say for that, and they are pretty much building for the future. Next pick. So the 19th pick, the Toronto Raptors select Jacoby Walter, shooting guard for Baylor. Now this is the one I wanted to talk. My thought as a Raptor fan that I am. I thought it was a good pick. I thought it was a good pick. And I think he's going to be in the G League for now to develop. And they are building around Scotty Barnes' talent. So I got no problem. A great pick for Masai Ujiri. So let's read his strength, his weakness. So what is his strength? Walter is a long arm with the competitiveness, dynamic shot making, pro left and off the court, interchangeable to play the cover 3 and D role. So he's like a Danny Green role. So he can shoot three and defend the wing. So he's gonna be like a Danny Green type of role. So what is his weakness? He is a good but not a great athlete who struggled to create off the dribble. Uh, uh, who struggled to create off the dribble. Raised question about how he will score one night his jumper isn't falling as he officially tumbled to the Big 12 in the play. So this is going to be a concern, like I said, for that, and that I think his jumper, yeah, he need to fix his jumper a little bit, and sometimes your jumper can be your worst enemy. But overall, I thought Masai Ujiri did a phenomenal job to pick him. So good job, Masai Ujiri. Now, the 20th pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Jalen Tyson, shooting guard for California. So what did my thought? He's a role player. So he's a role player, and I'll be back. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back. I'll be back, people. I'll be back. Don't worry. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Um, Sorry for that. Kind of busy right now. Kind of busy right now. So let's continue to talk. So the 20 pick, sorry, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Jalen Tyson from from the California. So what's my thought? Like I said, he's a role player. So let's really strengthen his weakness a little bit quicker so we can move on. So his strength is that Tyson's a big versatility guard who nearly doubled his score average at the at Cal to lead the Pac-12 point game per game, 19 point and 10 rebound. So whatever. So what is his weakness? His weakness is his lack of end length and explosiveness, and he will likely need to scale down his shot selection and decision making and more compact of the role player uh at the next level. So yes, he's gonna be a role player, but yeah, also I think like I said, he will have time to go in the G League. Like I think he's gonna go to the G League, so I think he could be a significant role player for them, for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So great job for the Cavaliers. Now, for the 21 pick, New Orleans Pelicans select Eve Missy, center, from Baylor. So let's read his strength, his weakness. So Missy is a rim running big man with impressive mobility, explosiveness at the lob threat, as a physical tool that could serve him down the line on defensive end. I'll be back, people. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Like I said, Missy is a rim running big man with impressive ability, explosion as a lob threat and physical tool that could serve him down in a line of defensive. You know, well, that's true. He has some upside. Now let's read his weakness. Weakness. He's lack polish, experience, and the physical to maximize his ability as a rim protector and rebounding. As he as as room to improve scoring versatility and awareness as a passer. So yeah, this is gonna top of top that I said. So, like I said, they are role players, but they need to go to the G League to develop them. So when I read that he's lack polish, experience, and physicality to maximize ability as a rim protector, as a rebounder, that means Pelicans have to develop them. The Pelican will develop East Mississippi to go to the G League. So that for that, he's going to the G League. And I just want to remind you that just because players are going to go to the G League, it's not really a punishment. It's trying to develop the player to be good. I mean, look at the Raptors. But when they drafted like Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, and Fred VanVleet, look what happened to them. They became champion in the G League, and they became NBA champion. Pascal Siakam, two-time All-Star. Fred VanVleet, an All-Star. So, so I don't have an issue with people go to the G League. So we're gonna read the rest. I'm gonna read the rest. Um, I'm gonna read the rest of this of the draft. So the Phoenix Sun. So the Phoenix Suns select Darren Holmes II, powerful from Dayton. So let's read his strength, his weakness. So homeless, homeless, Holmes is a skilled interior scorer who made the most of his return to school, improving his body and develop his perimeter skill. Okay, that's great. What is his weakness? While he has become more versatile on offense, he lacks great quickness and on the perimeter on defense and average size and then leaves him stuck between the position. This is pretty much a concern. This is pretty much a concern of of this of his career. So he's gonna pretty much be on the bench, but they're gonna develop him, like I said, be in the G League. So I don't have a problem with that. So Whew. There's a lot of things I'm gonna say. So the next pick that I'm not probably gonna read it all, but let's say this. The shooting Milwaukee Bucks AJ Johnson, shooting guard from USA. Overall is a good pick. Like I said, role player. New York Knicks select Keyshawn George, shooting guard from Miami. Not bad. Role player. Role player maybe not gonna play because with Tom Thibodeau, they're trying to contend to be a contender in the NBA championship, to be an NBA championship. Uh, uh, no, the 25th pick. This is where Stephen A. Smith cracks me. So for the 25th pick, the New York Knicks select uh Pacom Diaté, shooting guard from France. He's gonna be spending time in the G League. He's not gonna play, but at least he's gonna learn under the Tom Thibodeau. Probably gonna be in the G League, so I don't know. So next one, the 26th pick, the um uh Washington Wizards select Dylan Jones, small forward from Weber State. Great pick, gonna be a role player, and like I said, during the rebuild. Terrence 27 pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Terrence Shannon Jr., shooting guard for Illinois. Good player, role player. So he's probably gonna help. The 28th pick, the Denver Nuggets select Ryan Dunn, small forward from Virginia. Good player, you know, good player, you know. He's gonna be a role player, so they need role players in the Nuggets roster. Utah Jazz selected Isaiah Collier, point guard from USC. Great pick. One of Brownie's teammates. Great pick. Maybe he's gonna be on the G League. We don't know. So we will see. And finally, the Boston Celtics select Baylor Sherman, shooting guard from Creighton. Good job. Probably going to be the G League, but you know they're going to develop them. Develop them. So overall, I give it a B. Like I said, most of them will be role players. But so let me know what your thought of this draft. So if you want to follow me on social media, my ex formerly Twitter is at Belly versus PMM on my ex formerly Twitter. On Instagram, it's Pascal underscore Mayara underscore 15. Same thing with Thread. Like I said, if you want to listen to this podcast, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. If you want to listen to it on YouTube, which I got a YouTube channel, you can write Too Good to Be True podcast with Pascal Mayara. Uh, like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment. And and well, let's say this. Well, tomorrow on Friday in France. Uh, 4 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock in the in the U.S. So the second round pick will be today. So I'm gonna watch it too and review it all. So and the question is also where Bronny is gonna go. So until then, I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow.